healthy Holstein, we have two different types of data. We have vitamins and we have feeds. And the first observation you should make is that we're actually going through different combinations of feeds, not vitamins, right? So recursively, what we are doing is we are selecting feed one or not. And then we are including feed two or not, feed two or not. And then we're including feed three or not, and so on and so forth. And overall, since there are only 15 types of feeds, there's going to be a total of 2 to the power 15 different feed combinations, which is 2 to the power 15, if I can calculate that really quickly, is about 32,000, which is a pretty small number. So all we have to do is to simply iterate through all of these 2 to the power 15 combinations. The challenge is, apart from realizing that we're going through the feeds instead of the vitamins, is that for each feed, we have to calculate how much accumulative vitamins we have and see if that meets the requirements. Okay, so let's suppose for the given sample input, we have the requirements set as 100, 200, 300, and 400 for the first for the 4 vitamin types. Feed number 1 is 50 of each one of the 4 vitamins. So what we do is we make all of these arrays static, and then as we go from top to 1, as we are actually taking the first feed, we can simply subtract 50 or the values of F1 from the requirements. Okay. Now, later on, as we backtrack from 1, that we can simply add those values back in to revert them back to whatever they were. So this way, we do not have to create a new array consisting of all the updated values. We can simply reuse this global variable. Okay, so I think the trick here is that they mentioned minimum number of scoops. So your first sort of thought would be the BFS. If we can traverse the list using the BFS scheme, we can get to the minimum number of scoops more easily. But in the worst case, you're going to have to go through every single line because the answer is at the very bottom. So instead of doing that, we can simply go through each of the 2 to the power 15 combinations in a DFS scheme, but simply keeping track of all the cases where the requirements are met, and then you can simply keep track of the smallest version. You can also optimize this a little bit further, even though you're using DFS, is that if this particular combination actually meets the requirements, you don't have to keep going and add more feeds. You should simply just backtrack and explore other branches of this.